While celebrating a goal should be joyful and enjoyable, sportsmen occasionally make it contentious. This occurs because players sometimes misuse celebrations to advance political agendas, address criticism, or even mock opposing fan bases. As a result, athletes frequently receive fines, suspensions, and bans for their careless goal celebrations. So today, we'll be talking about the 10 most regrettable goal celebrations of all time. If you want to know all about them, then stay with us until the end of the video, and let's get started. Foul play in Argentina. Argentine professional football manager and former player Carlos Alberto Tevez. At his prime, Tevez was a quick, tenacious, strong, energetic, and versatile forward who could play as an attacking midfielder, winger, supporting forward, or striker. Carlos Tevez once did the chicken dance in front of his teammates after scoring an important goal during a Cup Libertadores match between Boca Juniors and River Plate in 2004. Tevez then tore off his shirt. The cause? Boca supporters referred to River Plate players as gallinas, or chicken, and accused them of lacking guts and tenacity. The very annoyed referee found Tevez's celebration inflammatory and swiftly sent him off. He then imitated Tevez's celebration to show the striker his mistake. Robbie Fowler's cocaine sniff. English football manager and former player Robert Bernard Fowler most recently led East Bengal in the Indian Super League. He played as a striker and currently holds the 8th highest scoring average in Premier League history. His stint at Liverpool, initially from 1993 until 2001, is what made him most famous. When Liverpool striker Fowler scored against the Toffees after being relentlessly mocked by Everton supporters, who claimed he enjoyed sniffing white powder in his leisure time, he went down on all fours and pretended to suck a line of cocaine off the sidelines. He was swiftly dragged to his feet by teammate Steve McManaman, but the damage had already been done. Robbie was caught imitating a cow eating grass. The manager Gerard Houllier urgently sought to defend his star player, but the officials didn't buy it and suspended him for 4 games. Yet, this wasn't the first time Fowler had received a penalty for celebrating. 2 years previously, in a UEFA Cup encounter against Brann Bergen, the striker had opened a shirt to reveal a vest that made reference to the Liverpool Dockers strike, which resulted in the dismissal of 500 workers. Fowler was consequently fined because UEFA forbids political protests. Number 3. Samir Nasri. Samir Nasri is a former French professional footballer. Although he has previously played in central midfield, his primary position on the field were attacking midfielder and winger. Nasri was renowned for his ball handling, dribbling, and passing skills. Back in the day, Samir Nasri went toward the press box while holding his finger in his lips after he beat Joe Hart with a shot during France's match against England at Euro 2012. It was an overt jab at French journalists who, in Nasri's opinion, had been unfairly critical of him in early months. The offensive gesture did nothing but exacerbate the situation. So if the Manchester City player thought it would change people's opinion toward him, he was mistaken. A French journalist posed a question to Nasri after France's quarterfinal loss to Spain, but the former Arsenal midfielder objected to this. He responded by saying, "You're looking for shit, you're looking for trouble," after adding that the writer was a son of a bitch. Nasri controversially quit international football at just 27. Number 4. Nicolas Anelka. Nicolas Sebastian Anelka is a former forward who now manages professional football in France. He regularly scored at crucial times while playing for his national team. Anelka scored a brace to open his account for the team in a game against West Ham in December, after returning from a 2-month absence during a brief but tumultuous stint at West Brom. He expressed his joy by making the Cornell gesture, made famous by his comedian friend Joe Denis, and thought to be an inverted Nazi salute with strong anti-Semitic overtones. The French attacker, who announced his decision to leave the club on social media, was later fired by West Brom for gross misconduct and given an £80,000 fine and a 5-match suspension by the FA. Granit Xhaka and Xherdan Shaqiri. Granit Xhaka and Xherdan Shaqiri of Switzerland scored goals to defeat Serbia in a crucial World Cup match. But the focus of attention was on the duo's celebration as they paid homage to their native Kosovo. Serbs do not accept the state's 2008 declaration of independence from Serbia, and tensions between the two sides are still quite high. As a result, Shaqiri and Xhaka risk potential 2-match suspensions for celebrating with a political message before they were let off with merely a fine. "Frankly, my opponents did not interest me at all," Xhaka said after the match. "It was for my people, who always supported me, for those who did not neglect me, in my homeland, where my parents' roots are. These are pure emotions." Well, looks like celebrations can sometimes turn back and bite you if you neglect the feelings of the opposition. Now, before we head to our next controversial goal, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, Football Plaza. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Luis Suarez. Striker Luis Alberto Suarez Das represented Uruguay at the international level and plays for Grêmio Campeonato Brasileiro Serie A. He goes by the moniker El Pistolero and is renowned for his passing, goal scoring, and ball handling skills. Suarez just had one thought when he scored at Goodison Park after Everton manager David Moyes accused him of frequently acting in games. He hurried over to the dugouts, where Moyes was standing perplexed, and executed a fantastic salmon dive before falling to the ground. Graham Souness. Former professional football player, manager, and current television analyst Graham James Souness comes from Scotland. Souness, a midfielder, led the prosperous Liverpool squad of the early 1980s, served as a player-manager of the Rangers in the latter part of the decade, and captained Scotland at the international level. For placing a Galatasaray flag in Fenerbahçe center circle during a match, Souness earned the moniker Ulubatli Souness in honor of a Turkish siege of Constantinople hero Ulubatli Hasan. Souness is recognized as a leader for the incident, though not by Fenerbahçe supporters, which occurred as his team was defending them to win the Turkish Cup in 1996 after a tense derby. The hectic act nearly incited a riot among the angry supporters. Souness claimed he was prompted by Fenerbahçe vice president calling him a cripple in the media after Scott underwent open-heart surgery. Galatasaray supporters honored the legendary moment in 2014. Paulo Diogo. Former professional footballer Paulo da Cruz Diogo is a Swiss citizen with Portuguese ancestry. He spent most of his professional playing years in Switzerland's top league. He currently oversees ECFC Mali. But looking back, Diogo wasn't having his day on December 5, 2004. In the 87th minute of the game, with his Severn team losing to FC Skafferson. The midfielder assisted Jean Bissajour on a goal and then leaped atop the middle fence, separating spectators from the field to celebrate. Sadly, as he leaped off the fence, his wedding ring became entangled in the fence and tore off a big part of his finger. Then, as if to add insult to injury, referee Florian Eder issued him a yellow card for severe time wasting. Diego was actually engaged in assisting stewards in their search for the severed finger, at least that's what they say. Edison Cavani. A striker with Valencia in La Liga, and for the Uruguay national team, Edison Roberto Cavani Gomez is a Uruguayan football professional. In PSG's 3-1 victory over Lens in October 2014, Edison Cavani was one of 3 players who received a red card for their sniper celebration. The striker received a first caution for using his characteristic pistol celebration to celebrate a score in front of Lens's boisterous supporters, and a second caution for arguing with the referee. There were some incidents which meant that, unfortunately, the match lost a lot of interest in the second half. PSG coach Laurent Blanc complained. At 10 against 9, the teams canceled each other, and it wasn't a great match. I've celebrated like that for a long time, and I'm not changing now, blustered Cavani in response. Paul Gascoigne. Former English professional footballer Paul John Gascoigne, also known as Gaza, was an attacking midfielder. He is widely regarded as the best natural talented English footballer of his generation, according to the National Football Museum. Gaza, however, managed to receive death threats from the IRA after playing an imaginary flute, a provocative symbol of loyalist superiority, while celebrating a goal in a significant Old Firm game at Parkhead in 1998. The Celtic fans were harassing us, and so I did the sash thing, and then I got the letter from the IRA threatening to kill us. He explained in his autobiography. The police gave me something to look under my car for bombs, and told me to get my family to board up the house in case someone shot through the windows. So, what are your thoughts on these controversial goals? Do you think they were justified? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, Football Plaza. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. And if you want to watch a video on 10 footballers who are playing for the wrong country, then click the video on your left. And thanks for watching.